Bitter criticism. It's been a long time, but we are back to the emergency lane. The emergency lane all alone on these beautiful cliffs. I got an idea about making some service as a guide, as a Sherpa on this very cliffs. Yeah, so I've printed some material, and this material is on Trekking Valparaíso page on Instagram, and also I'm going to give some athletic tourists some good ones. I mean, some outdoor people. And I said, tracking 99% safe. Guarantee. I mean, 99% safe. It's a lot of safety. It's a lot of safety. But anyway, and I have some likes. I had some likes from people from dogs I walk. So maybe it's all nice. Oh, I just find out that this guy I play basketball with followed me too. So I don't know exactly how this algorithm works, but here he is. I guess it's he. Yeah. Yeah, definitely is he. And well, you know about this neighborhood. This neighborhood is safe because because there's a block building for people from army, from navy too. So these are, let's say, I would not say it's dangerous, but it's polemic, you know. But as any other region, you know, as any other. Of course, I'm saying this because this is kind of famous because of violence and drugs and drug activity. I will tell you, Monte Donico is the most famous place, and arguably we are here in Monte Donico. I don't know exactly where Monte Donico starts and when ends, but this is the south frontier. Going uphill over there, you will find gunshots. You will find disputes over territory. Understand? So you will have kidnapping. So it's not a pleasant hill to be, but we have these all cliffs. They are only there. So what we have here in Playa Ancha, I guess, is a typical. I'm not a social scientist, but this is the critical development. You know, this development getting critical. And when I see these cliffs, well, I will not say that I came from the future. I'm come from the future and I am the developed one. No, but I guess I have some dreams. I guess I have some dreams. You know, some. I guess I have some projects. You know, some good ideas. I guess at least what I have is good ideas to, like, here we in the neighborhood we have this open space that I guess is suitable for a theater, a Greek theater, and over there you can play, I don't know, theater. You know, can you imagine? That's unthinkable. Right here, it is unthinkable. Theater, and even down the hill, not too far, there's what in Chile, in Spanish, we call mirador, which is sightseeing. We have a huge sightseeing called, well, it's actually pretty good to look to the city. And there's a kind of a theater too. But this place in the Quinto sector, in Fifth sector, I guess it's better because it's open, it's natural. You know, it's like it's a natural scenario. Well, as time goes by, I forgot this idea. At least things are improving. There is a basketball court. Everything is going right. And well, right here where we are now, there's a lot of national tourists that know that this place exists. I never go down to the bottom of the cliff. To the bottom of the cliff. I always say this very steep, but I guess it's not impossible because it's not absolutely steep, you know. So a nice project is to go to the beach through this virgin beach. You know, there's virgin beaches, just like Mursi. Now, who knows? You know, Mursi. I got this dog from the streets. He's sterilized, but you know, Mursi is such a great dog. Who cares about you know, about dogs? Dogs don't have female dogs don't have sex whenever they want. Dogs are not like that, you know. They are not degenerated. So dogs are pretty nice. They are in many questions they are better than humans, I guess. But humans, we got a lot of success, isn't it? So that's why humans, they are fertile. Humans are fertile every once a month. But anyway, not much bullshit to say. My relation with Mursi is pretty nice. I was talking to her to not crossing the streets, and she was obeying me. I guess she doesn't understand me. She only needs some attention and someone to take off her ticks. Anyway, so I'm going to give these flyers to people from tourists. Well, I got this idea recently because I started to watching a lot of tourists in downtown, and watching those tourists, I can see they are kind of worried about security in downtown. I'm not saying this trekking here in this cliff will be safe forever. I'm not saying that. What I do, what can I say is I have Tommy. I have Tommy. I have Mursi and Milu. That's definitely what I can say. And well, people fear Tommy, and as time goes by, that's the scheme. To have a big dog, not so aggressive like Tommy, and to have two small dogs, one female dog like Mursi, just to be skeptic about everything. There should be better words for that kind of behavior, but like being skeptic. But yeah, definitely Mursi is a skeptic. And that's it. I'm now going to read some news. Let's be happy. Let's read some Cgtn. See the difference. Cgtn, hope for the world. Cgtn, strengthening cooperation between global south. Believing, supporting the one China policy, the one China principle. That's what they say all the time. Let's be happy with Cgtn China. December 6, 2024. Both sides of Taiwan Straits belonging to one China will not change. Spokesperson. 2 minutes read. And there's a Chinese woman, Xu Fenglian, spokesperson for the Taiwan Affairs Office of the Consul during a media briefing in Beijing, China. So in China there's a Taiwan Affairs Office, and Xu Fenglian is the spokesperson. Interesting. I guess a lot of countries should be like that, like Argentina, for example. They should have an office, but you know, Argentina nowadays, they are pretty mess. They're pretty mess. Well, I'm going to read this. Xu Fenglian, a Chinese mainland spokesperson, on Friday strongly condemned the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, authorities for colluding with certain media outlets and online forces in Taiwan to launch cyberbullying attacks against members of a delegation of students and teachers from Chinese mainland universities, who extended congratulations to the Chinese Taipei team. Such actions have sparked widespread anger and disdain among the people in Taiwan. I will read again because I didn't get it. A Chinese mainland spokesperson on Friday strongly condemned the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, authorities for colluding with certain media outlets and online forces in Taiwan to launch cyberbullying attacks against members of a delegation of students and teachers from Chinese mainland universities, who extended congratulations to the Chinese Taipei teams. Such a piece of conflict, you know. There's a delegation, there's a university, there's cyberbullying against something. It's complex, you know. What a advanced paragraph. Tommy. Advanced paragraph. And that said, Xu Fenglian, spokesperson for the Taiwan Affairs Office of the State Council, said at a media briefing that the world is home not is home to only one China, and Taiwan is an inalienable part of China, while the Chinese mainland and Taiwan have yet to achieve complete reunification. The fact that both sides of the Taiwan Straits belong to one China will not change, she noted, adding that the term, quote, Chinese Taipei is entirely appropriate. The foundation across straits relations lies in the people, and the driving force stems for their aspirations, she said. The achievements of exchanges and cooperation benefit compatriots on both sides of the straits, she added. We are committed to wholeheartedly promoting initiatives that enhance kinship, well-being, and mutual understanding among compatriots, and we will do so effectively, she noted. I guess it's Shu. Yeah, I guess it's, or maybe it could be Zhu. Quote, we sternly warn the DPP authorities that peace, development, exchange, and cooperation are the shared aspirations of people across the straits and the mainstream public opinion in Taiwan. Any attempts to obstruct or undermine cross-straits exchanges and cooperation are doomed to fail, the spokesperson added. And that was the first news from the top 5 from the highlights on Cgtn. And we have a second one, Asia, December the 7th. Maybe that's today, December the 7th. South Korean president apologizes as impeachment vote looms. Updated December 7th. Medium-sized news. You know what I can see from Cgtn is that they have this. Well, I was criticizing Cgtn of not being too harsh, too critical. But I guess they have this policy of Confucianism, I guess, but maybe positivism. If China permits me, if China allow me to say this, there was a Western philosopher, Auguste Comte. I guess he was French or something. He talked about positivism. It's not the realism, but positivism. You know, yeah. There's an interesting debate about from positivism and realism. I will tell you, I don't believe in realism, or maybe realism, it always was skepticism. So there's always been skepticism about everything, you know, skepticism. But so this John Mersheimer, I guess it's John Mersheimer, he talked about the realism. But maybe the problem with realism is that there's supposed to be neutral, you know, supposed to be neutral. As a methodology, it's nice, it's interesting, but is also problematic. It's also problematic because whatever you choose to analyze is not neutral. That's the question. It's not neutral, and you will your opinions, your orientation will always be biased. So, well, this is a positive news from China. So I guess China is not realistic, but positivist. You know, Cgtn is not a university, a a philosophical university. They are like a newsletter. Yeah, they are a newsletter from China. So they have this, just maybe the realistic, the fair slogan for Cgtn will be good vibes only. Cgtn, good vibes only. Good vibes from Cgtn. Good vibes from China only. Good vibes only from China. Yeah. Cgtn, good vibes only from China. But I remember something else. Well, what they publish is just like good vibes, and this is a propaganda, of course, but it's a state propaganda, so it's important, you know. It is responsible. They are not talking alone. They are representing China's government. So they are saying things like they are forever saying they are strengthening cooperation, strengthening. They are sharing for any country that supports the One China policy, the One China principle. That's it. These are their motto. That is their message to the world. And well, I'm going to read now. South Korean president apologizes as impeachment vote looms. So this is just positive, you know. Why? Because this news just happened before, and now they are waiting. They have been waiting for this end of the news, you know. So now everybody knows what happened, and now they can do a positive news about it, and that's it. South Korean this was from December 7, maybe today. Medium-sized news. South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol apologized for his martial law declaration during a televised address to the nation. South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol on Saturday apologized to the nation for declaring martial law earlier this week, and said he made the declaration due to desperation as president. Interesting, because you know there's a South Korean movie from 2006 named The Host, a science fictional movie about a mutation, this Asiatic or Korean or Japanese monsters from the sea. Not Godzilla, but close enough. And this is a very spicy movie against American imperialism. So it was just how to say it. This movie, it was innocent, you know. It was naive, unpretentious. It was dispretentious. But just like that, they talk about a lot about against neoliberalism. There was characters on this movie saying that one a dialogue between two characters, and one said to the other, "Hey, you will be rich because you have this work, this job. You will be rich something." And the other says, "No. That amount of money is what I debt. It's my debt." Understand? So in neoliberalism, as if you don't know, middle class is can go to misery just like that, you know. People are prone to lose money and became destitute. and there's well, the main argument from the host 2006 started with an American negligence on a laboratory. There was this American general in a in a U.S. base throwing away some chemicals to, how to say it, to the water flow. You know, I don't have that word, that vocabulary, but to the dishwashers, yeah. And well, this toxic chemical mutant these chemicals created this monster, the host. So it's a pretty critical movie, and that's it. What else? South Korea, a lot of suicide, a lot of homelessness, and you cannot talk about communism. It's not the republic, you know. Yeah, I guess in the end, North Korea is the democratic one, and South Korea is just the republic. It's hard, you know. Well, this is imperialism. South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol on Saturday apologized to the nation for declaring martial law earlier this week and said he made the declaration due to desperation as president. In a short televised address, Yoon promised he will not attempt to impose martial law again. He said he will not seek to avoid legal and political responsibility for the decision and will let his party decide his future. Opposition parties which control 192 seats in the National Assembly plan to hold a parliamentary vote on Yoon's impeachment at 5 p.m. local time on Saturday. A motion to impeach the president requires a 2/3 vote in the 300-member parliament. I'm sorry. Meaning at least 8 votes from the ruling party are needed to pass it. Han Dong-hoon, leader of South Korea's ruling People Power Party (PPP). Interesting, this a PPP name. But there's also the FFF. Do you know what FFF stands for? French Football Federation. The FFF, and now the People Power Party. Han Dong-hoon, leader of South Korea's ruling People Power Party. And unfortunately, this people name is kind of fascistic. Right here in Chile too, if you say people in a name of some party, that will mean they are fascist, unfortunately. Well, this Han Dong, leader of the PPP, told reporters on Saturday that Young's early resignation will be inevitable and he's no longer in position to excuse his duty. He did not comment on whether the PPP will support the impeachment motion. However, 2 days before, Han stated that the ruling party opposes impeachment. Experts suggest that the shift from opposing impeachment to demanding the president step down reflects significant divisions with the ruling party, and it also indicates an increasingly likelihood that the parliament will pass the impeachment motion. While Han and some lawmakers may support impeachment, others, particularly senior members, are against it. They advocate for a unified vote against the motion to preserve party unity and protect the PPP's leadership position. Quote, the question of whether to impeach Yoon Suk Yeol involves the party's overall interests. Calls for Young to leave the party or step down reflects the ruling party's effort to distance itself from the president, maintain a degree of separation, and minimize the damage to the party's image and political standing. Xiang Jiaoyu, a researcher at the Asia Pacific Institute of the China Institute of International Studies, told CMG. Maybe they are, I'm thinking a lot about this Chilean party right here in this country, El Partido de la Gente, the People's Party, just like this Korean. They are fascists. They are fascists. This president talking a lot of garbage against North Korea, they are just like that. Just like that. And people on the street, they are crazy just like that. They are always talking against Venezuela on the street. They supposed to have an opinion just because they are what? Rappers. Chile, the rapper's opinion. Actually, I don't know any smart rapper. That's the truth. Xiang added that if the ruling party fails to reach consensus by the time of the vote, some lawmakers may vote in favor of the impeachment, which will significantly increase the chances of the motion passing. Saturday's vote on the impeachment motion will be conducted by secret ballot, which means even if the ruling party adopts a unified opposition, which means even if the ruling party adopts a unified opposition stance, it cannot force all members to vote against the motion. If just 8 or more lawmakers from the ruling party vote in favor, the motion will pass. Quote, but I guess this is it. I guess they are voting the impeachment now, yeah. Well, I don't care. I don't care. Goodbye, Mursi. I love you, Mursi. Come here, baby. The threshold is actually not very high, Xiang said. Overall, the likelihood of the National Assembly passing the impeachment motion against Yoon, I guess it's Yoon is clearly increasing. So, good luck, fascists. Good luck, fascists. Middle East, December the 7th. Syrian forces launch a major offensive in Homs. Homs is a city as rebels seized more land. HOMS. Well, I'm going to read something, but yeah, I guess I'm going to read Cgtn right till the end. But this is the kind of news I prefer to read on Al Jazeera. I guess by this time Al Jazeera is covering Syria for sure. Syria is under a civil war again. This aerial photograph shows a view of Hama, Syria. Syrian government forces on Friday carried out a significant military operation with Russia's air support in the northern countryside of Homs, Homs, not Homes, understand? I guess it's the same pronounce, Homs, because this is Homs, not Homes. Homs province, targeting opposition-held areas, state media and a military statement said. According to the Syrian Ministry of Defense, the special operation took place around the towns of Al-Dar, Al-Kabira, Talbise and Al-Rastan. The ministry said that dozens of terrorists were killed and a large number of their vehicles and weapons destroyed. The offensive caused panic, confusion, and mass retreat within opposition ranks, the statement added. As the Syrian military pushed forward in the countryside, the governor of Homs, Nimr Maklouf, accompanied by the city's police chief, conducted a late-night tour of bakeries in central Homs. Bakeries. According to the state-run TV, Maklouf urged the bakeries to maintain continuous operation to ensure a steady supply of bread, a move aimed at reassuring civilians amid the ongoing unrest. The governor also emphasized the province's round-the-clock efforts to keep essential services functioning. Earlier in the day, heavy clashes broke out in parts of Syria's southern Daraa province as local armed groups seized multiple government-held positions. Late Friday, Syrian opposition fighters claimed control of Daraa city, the provincial capital. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a Britain-based war monitor, reported that armed groups now control approximately 80% of the province. The latest developments in Daraa reflects a rapidly evolving situation, with local factions and militant groups taking advantage of emerging vulnerabilities. On Friday evening, local armed groups in Syria's southern city of Sueda took control of the city's police headquarters and several other security compounds without a direct armed confrontation. The groups, which claimed the aim to protect government and security facilities, were heavily deployed in central Sueda, including around the main state hospital, a Xinhua correspondent witnessed. Videos posted online show police officers vacating their stations peacefully. Despite the absence of large-scale clashes inside the city, intermittent gunfire echoed through Sueda's streets, prompting a curfew and the shuttering of shops. A member of the armed groups, speaking on conditions of anonymity, said the security situation remained fragile. At least two fighters from the Men of Dignity movement, one of the largest armed groups in Sueda. That sounds like Sweden, but it's not Sweden, it's almost Sweden. SWEIDA. Very close. Sueda were reportedly killed in an exchange of fire near a military post, and 4 others were wounded, the source told Xinhua. Saudi founded Al Arabiya TV cited a source as saying that the armed groups in Sueda now control 70% of the city. Amid the escalating conflict in Syria, both Lebanon and Israel have stationed troops along their borders with Syria, fearing the spillover of violence. On the diplomatic front, Syrian Foreign Minister Bassam Sabbag traveled to the Iraqi capital Baghdad, where he met with Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, Iraqi Foreign Minister Fuad Hussein, and Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi on Friday. During the meeting between al-Sudani and Sabbag, The Iraqi Prime Minister highlighted Iraq's continued political and diplomatic efforts to maintain security in Syria, which is considered a key factor in the security of regional countries, according to a statement by Al-Sudani's media office. Al-Sudani also urged, quote, neighboring Arab nations to coordinate their efforts in addressing regional challenges, particularly the current developments in Syria, the statement said. On Thursday, rebel groups captured the city of Hama, Syria's fourth largest city, after seizing Aleppo and all of Idlib province in northern Syria, source Xinhua news agency. And that was just the third. And now a news from North America, from the US, December the 7th. Here we are with our model, the weather girl, the weather women. Hey Murci, how's the weather? It's not raining at all. North America. United Healthcare CEO killer may have left New York City, police say. A hitman, United Healthcare CEO killer may have left New York City, police say. Here we have a photograph of this image provided by the New York City Police. This image provided by the New York City Police Department shows a man wanted for questioning in connection to the investigation of a killing. New York City Police believe the man who fatally shot a United Health top executive has left the city. Police Commissioner Jessica Teach said on Friday as he hunt for the gunman passed a crucial 48-hour mark. Brian Thompson, 50 years, the CEO of United Health's insurance unit, was shot in the back on Wednesday in what police described as a target attack. Police have released multiple photos of the suspect, who fled the scene, climbed on an electric bicycle, and disappeared into Central Park, and have asked the public for help in tracking him down. But Teach said in an interview with CNN on Friday that authorities now believe he has left New York City after new video footage emerged. New York Police Department Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny, in the same interview, said the footage shows the suspect climbing into a taxi that took him to the Port Authority bus station. Quote, "We have video of him entering the Port Authority bus terminal. We don't have any video of him existing, so we believe he may have gotten on a bus," he said. Quote, "Those buses are interstate buses. That's why we believe he may have left New York City," unquote. The expanded hunt comes after security experts cautioned that the first 48 hours after such a crime is the best window of opportunity to catch a gunman, a time frame that has now passed. Quote, "The clock is running," said Felipe Rodriguez, a former New York Police Department police detective and an adjunct professor at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice. "They still haven't recovered the gun, the bicycle, the backpack. The longer it takes, they could be losing vital pieces of evidence," unquote. Rodriguez said solving the case is like putting together a difficult jigsaw puzzle. Quote, "You start from edges first and work your way and quote, you start from edges first and work your way in. But right now, they might not have all the pieces, but the case is moving forward, he said. I guess these jigsaw puzzles are the dumbest game ever. Those are the dumbest thing ever. I hate it. I really hate this jigsaw puzzle. I saw a movie again, a movie from, I don't remember the name, this independent director. He was married to a blonde actress. This actress played a role in this movie just like this. We're a mafia in New York City. This mafia killed a whole family of informants to the CIA, and this woman was running away with the family's boy. New York City, folks, New York City. Anyway, Science, December the 7th. Tengshong Scientists Forum 2024 spotlights tech-driven development. Author Gonze. This is the last one from the top 5 from the highlights. Maybe I'm going to read Xinhua News if I have more time. There's a video running here with Xi Xiaoliang, academician, Chinese Academy of Sciences, director of Xiamping Laboratory. Tengshong Scientists Forum 2024 spotlights tech-driven development. Science. Gonse. The Tengshong Scientists Forum 2024 kicked off Friday in Tengshong City, Southwest China's Yunnan province, bringing together over 1,000 leading experts from around the world, including 120 academicians and 59 university deans. The event centered around the theme Science, Global Innovation, and the mission of scientists, empowering high-quality development, fostered deep discussions on the forefront of scientific innovation. This year's forum features a comprehensive program including an opening ceremony, keynote speeches, 11 parallel forums, 9 special events, building upon the successful format of previous years, which included dedicated sessions for university deans and young scientists. The 2024 edition introduces new tracks focused on biodiversity and modern agriculture, life sciences and health, the intersection of technology and finance. Additionally, a series of events such as a symposium of international intellectual property innovation cooperation in South Asia and Southeast Asia will also be held. At the opening ceremony, Professor Shuki-kun of Tsinghua University and Professor Xie Xiaoliang, head of the Xiamping Laboratory, were honored with the Tengshong Science Award 2024. The announcement of the Tengshong Scientists Forum Development Fund and Yunnan Provincial Fund for the development of traditional Chinese medicine marks a significant step towards facilitating technology transfer and commercialization. Experts attending the forum emphasized the critical role of innovation and driving development. They highlighted the Tengshong Scientists Forum as a unique platform connecting scientists, educators, and entrepreneurs, fostering the integration of science, technology, and practical applications. Initiated by renowned academicians Gu Bingling, Xu Shihong, and Rao She, the Tengshong Scientists Forum is dedicated to fostering international cooperation and exchange in scientific innovation, This year's event, so co-hosted by the Yunnan Provincial People's Government and the China Association for Science and Technology, will run until December 8th. And that's it for now. The top 5 from the highlights. Oh, I exceeded the time, which is nice, I guess, isn't it, Tommy? Tommy Bucket and Mercy Shadow. It was a shadow. I didn't saw you, Mercy. So that's it. Come here to the cliffs. Come to the cliffs. We are going to see some birds and to feel really dizzy about the heights.